Hey traders, it's Mike from Orderflows here, and I have a huge announcement about the major upgrade that we've made on the Orderflows Delta Scalper. Now, if you follow me for any period of time, I'm a big Orderflow advocate. And, why Orderflow matters so much is because Orderflow analysis is the best way to see the real forces that move the market, the aggressive buyers and aggressive sellers in real time. And Orderflow Delta provides an immediate, accurate reading of who is in control, the buyers or the sellers. And it's based off of what's happening right now, not what happened minutes ago or hours ago. So unlike lagging indicators like MACD or RSI, Orderflow Delta reacts to real market behavior as it unfolds. So if you want to capture truly high-quality trades, you need to see how the market participants are trading in real time. Now, Orderflow Delta, as opposed to Options Delta, right? Don't get the two mixed up, right? Or Options Delta is completely different than the Orderflow Delta. Orderflow Delta is the difference between the volume traded at the bid and volume traded at the offer. It measures the strength of the aggressive traders in the market, the ones who move price. And your goal as a trader is to buy when buyers are strong and sell when sellers dominate. So most losing traders ignore real-time strength and weakness. Don't be one of them. The Delta Scalper lets you harness this powerful signal easily, even if you aren't familiar with order flow charts. If you're familiar with order flow charts, like a volume footprint chart, this is what it would look like, right? You'll see signals from the Delta Scalper appearing on your footprint chart. Now, the beauty of it is the Delta Scalper reads the information from a footprint chart that would normally be plotted on a footprint chart, but plots it on a normal candlestick chart for you. So if you're using already a candlestick chart, you can use the Orderflow Delta Scalper with it. So the Delta Scalper brings professional order flow analysis to every trader, even if you use only standard bar or candlestick charts. This innovative tool automates the complex work of interpreting the delta from order flow footprint charts. So you can get powerful real-time buy and sell signals without guessing or analyzing endless bar-by-bar charts. No more reading the tea leaves, so to speak, or second-guessing what the market is doing, because Delta Scalper gives you a high-conviction setups easily, even if you aren't familiar with order flow charts. Okay, and like I said, you're going to get the buy signals plotted on your chart, whether it's a footprint chart or a bar or candlestick chart, right? And it just makes understanding what's taking place in the order flow a lot easier, right? You don't have to sit there and analyze, okay, what does this delta mean? What does this one mean? What does this one mean? The Delta Scalper does that for you. Now, one of the functions that we've added recently most recently to the Delta Scalper is the POC Movement feature. POC, which is the point of control. Point of control in order flow is taken from market profile, volume profile. It's the price level with the most volume, right? So in volume profile, market profile, it's the price level for the day with the most volume. In order flow, we look at it on a bar by bar basis. So in that bar, whether it's a 1 minute bar, so in that 1 minute period, your POC is the price level with the most volume. If you're looking at a range-based chart, in that bar, that's the price level. Say you're on a 10 range chart. In that one bar on your 10 range chart, the price level with the most volume is the point of control. And what that signals, right, is volume acceptance. So you're going to see when the POC shifts higher as prices rise, the market is embracing higher prices. That indicates true conviction is present. You're going to see market rejection alerts. You're going to spot falling POC as price drops. Traders won't buy at higher levels. This is genuine selling pressure appearing in the market. And you can analyze convictions. You can watch shifts bar to bar to catch new trends and see which moves have fuel behind them. And it helps you pick up reversals, because when price moves one way but POC moves the opposite, you're going to suspect a possible reversal taking place, and you can catch them early. And so, the POC movement feature really covers a lot of ground in what's taking place in the market. And one of the ways that it is very useful is getting you out of bad trades, right? A market that's going sideways isn't really a great trading market. So you can see, right, this is a signal that was generated with Delta Scalper, right? And this market just continued to go sideways. But when you add the POC movement as a sort of a filter in the signal, you don't get the buy signal because it's picking up that the POC, there's no shift in volume taking place, right? And that's the beauty of it, right? If you can eliminate some of the trades that are, sort of borderline, right? All the conditions are met, but now that we've taken it to a second, or not a second level, but a higher level, right? Meaning, okay, now we want to make sure that this market is either going to be reversing or is breaking out or has conviction to it, as opposed to maybe, a big order, because sometimes a big order can cause, Delta to jump, right? And if you got a big jump in Delta all of a sudden, it could mean something. But if it's coming in the middle of sideways activity, right, where traders are happy to transact, that's where you expect the big orders to come. So we've sort of been able to identify those bars where we're not getting that movement that's required for a move to happen. Last year, we added the multi-time frame analysis in the Delta Scalper. What that does is it allows you to overlay different time frame Delta Scalper signals onto any chart for a richer context. So, for example, you can see signals from a 5-minute chart while trading the 1-minute chart for added clarity and confidence. So you can be able to capture the bigger picture of supply and demand shifts and short-term trading opportunities. And this feature is a real breakthrough for scalpers and intraday traders working with multiple time frames. So this is a 1-minute chart on E-minis, and this is just the normal Delta Scalper signals, right, on the 1-minute chart. And for some traders, this is fine, this is good enough. But I know some traders, they like to look at higher time frames, and they're always wondering, okay, what's taking place on a higher time frame? So now you can add the signals from 5 minutes. Say you like the signals that are generated on a 5-minute time frame in Delta Scalper, you could put them onto your 1-minute chart. Okay, and the beauty is, if say you want to have 1 minute, say you trade a 1-minute chart, you want to have 3-minute signals, a 5-minute signal, maybe a 15-minute signal. You could add each of those on there. All you got to do is, so you're not confused, is you just change the colors of the actual signals, right? So maybe, the 1 minute would be the default blue and red. A 3-minute might be green and, pink, and so on, right? You just change the colors schemes. Okay, but again, it helps traders that want to look at sort of a higher time frame, because people believe that on higher time signals generated on higher time frames can be stronger, especially on shorter term charts. Last year, we also added the momentum feature, okay, because price action alone isn't enough. Momentum reflects the strength and direction of a move, right? Because, if trends happen, right, when they start picking up momentum, and that's the beauty of the momentum strength setting, is it adds a new dimension to every signal. So you're confirming whether a move has real force behind it. And momentum aligns with order flow. When both point in the same direction, you have the highest probability setups. Now, there's different levels you could set for. I mean, you could disable the momentum feature if you don't want to use it. You could set it at weak, average, or strong. I like to just sort of keep it average, making sure I have some momentum so that my signals are aligned with the direction of the market. But it's adjustable for your trading style or market speed. Now, here's an example. Again, this is an E-mini. This is just, default settings of Delta Scalper. There's some good signals, but there's a couple trades in here, right, that are a bit iffy. This one started to work, then came out, would have stopped you out. Same with this one. Started to sell off, came back up, and stopped you out. Imagine, right, all these trades in here, and there's some good ones, right? There's some really nice trades. What if you can remove 1 or 2 bad trades from your trading log per day, meaning I'll say, erase them, but not take them, right? Here's a trade you got stopped out on. Here's a trade you got stopped out on. What if you can have 2 less trades a day that you're getting stopped out on? 2 less trades that you're taking a loss on. That's what momentum, this momentum setting does, is it removes these 2 trades that didn't have the momentum behind it. Okay, so that's going to keep you out of, a few bad trades over the course of a day. And imagine, right, if you're just removing 1 or 2 bad trades per day, what does that mean for you at the end of the week, at the end of the month, end of the quarter, and end of the year, right? You're trading journal at the end of the year when you go through it, sometimes you're like, oh man, if I didn't take that one trade or these couple of trades, it could have made all the difference in the world. That's the beauty of the momentum setting, is it's going to keep you out of, potentially some of these trades that are just not good trades to take. Now, one of the features that we have in the Delta Scalper that we have in a lot of our indicators is the trade entry signal, which is a bad trade filter in a sense, right? Not every signal is worth taking, right? Because again, when you're looking at order flow, sometimes no matter what tool you're using, a big order hits the market and it sort of gets the market in a flurry, right? Because there's a big order coming in, and especially with Delta, right? A big order is going to affect the Delta. But what the trade entry signal does is it confirms if there's actual follow through, because it's one thing to have a big order hit the market, but what you need is follow through, right? You need subsequent trade in that direction of the big order, as opposed to someone just get me out of the market. So that's what the trade entry signal does. It prints only when subsequent bars show continuation in your trade's direction. So it's going to help filter out noise in sideways markets. It's very customizable. You can set how many ticks and bars must confirm movement for a trade signal to be valid. And this keeps you out of many fake out trades, right, where it looks like it's going to go and then it doesn't, so that you can focus on your energy on high conviction trade setups. So the Delta Scalper is going to help improve your trading because it's going to pinpoint low risk, high reward entry zones with clear visual signals. It's going to let you use tight stop losses, immediate feedback if you're wrong, so you never hope and hold, right? This trade's going to come back. Well, if it reaches, if it immediately hits your stop level, you get out, right? And it draws on your chart where you should be getting out. It's going to show you where trends often start by mapping real shifts in supply and demand. It's going to highlight where institutional traders are active, so you're not trading blind, guessing, especially if you're looking at a candlestick chart, right? Candlestick chart doesn't show volume, so you don't know when the big orders are hitting the market. And big orders are driven by big traders. Most importantly, it's going to take the stress out of trading, so you know if a trade is working fast and avoid doubt that plagues many traders, right? It's that second guessing that stresses the heck out of traders. Delta Scalper solves many of the biggest mistakes that traders make, right? Many losing traders ignore market strength and weakness and rely on outdated, laggy indicators, right? Following price alone isn't following strength, right? You always want to be buying strength and selling weakness. Traders overtrade. They take boredom trades and use wide stops that destroy risk and reward, right? If you don't know where a trade should be invalidated, then it's not really a trade you should be taking. If you have to set wide stops, it's probably not really worth the risk for you. Delta Scalper solves these issues by objectively showing when the real supply and demand shifts occur. Provides clarity and structure so you only take the best trades and know when to exit. Okay, now the Delta Scalper works across all types of markets and charts. It works on nearly every market, indices, FX, commodities, and more. No need for curve fitting. Now, of course, you're welcome to adjust it to your market and your trading style, right? Everyone has a different, risk parameters that, is going to adjust how they view the market and trade the market. Same settings which you can adjust, same logic, reliable signals apply to multiple markets seamlessly, meaning, like settings that I use for euro currency, same one I use for British pound, same for crude, and gold. I might adjust maybe the momentum setting or the POC movement, but in general, most of the settings are pretty set. I don't need to in this market I use this setting, in another market I use a completely different type of setting. No, it's generally, I don't want to say one size fits all, but it's pretty darn close to it. So who is the Delta Scalper for? Well, it's for scalpers, right? I mean, the term Delta Scalper, right? It's literally in the name of the indicator, and it's for day traders who want to capitalize on short-term moves. Swing traders looking to pinpoint entries with stronger risk management. Maybe you're trading on a 5-minute, 15-minute chart. And those traders that are frustrated by lagging indicators want to upgrade their market analysis. And again, Delta Scalper is meant for short-term traders. It's not intended for long-term buy and hold investors, right? People say, I'm going to buy, E-minis today and hold it for 5 months. Delta Scalper is not going to do you any good. That's not the point of it. So how to get started with Delta Scalper? Well, you need NinjaTrader 8, and it's going to run on any bar or candle or order flow footprint chart. Now, I did say Renko, but it not the native NinjaTrader Renko. It's really, you need to use tick replay. So there are Renko charts out there that do use tick replay, so you can use those indicators, like Uni Renko from the indicator store, I believe. I know some traders had mentioned to me that that's what they're using. And again, it's basically plug and play installation, no complex adjustment or curve fitting required. It integrates with your existing trading methods or plan, and it's available at a special price for a limited time. All right, so let's actually do this here. I'll just pull up a chart here and we'll add. So this is E-minis. What do we got here? This is just a simple 1-minute chart. Okay, so of course, like I said, you need to have tick replay enabled. Okay, and it's enabled here, so I'll just hit cancel. I'll just add so you know what time, when I'm doing this, right? You see the date and ranges up here. So I'm recording this right now. Market's closed. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon Chicago time, but it's on the 22nd of July. So I'll just add the indicator on here, and again, it's really simple. So you just find Delta Scalper. Okay, so after you get it, you install it onto NinjaTrader as you would any other third-party indicator. Drop in your license token, and you only got to do that one time. The license token is linked to your NinjaTrader machine ID, so if your machine ID changes, you need to reset your license token. Okay. These are the default settings. Okay. So we'll just add it on here. So multiple time frame analysis, that's the default. The positive delta strength ones, negative delta strength 1. You got momentum strength down here. You've got POC movement and a swing filter. Okay, so let's hit apply. Just really quick. Again, I'm just pulling up an E-mini chart just to show you with the default settings. Okay, so again, you see it up here in the corner. It says calculating. Add that on there. And again, I don't necessarily recommend you keep changing your charts during the course of the day. Yeah, I use tabs, right, with a lot of different charts. So when I find a setting that I like, I save the template. Then I simply, have it there. I just open a new tab with a new chart. So you can see here, this is just the default settings for today. Let's just go through, a couple of the settings really quick. All right, the new one, POC movement, default is set to 5. I'll put that on there really quick. And you can see it's going to clean up, I'll say clean up the chart, but it's going to, should have fewer trades because now it's looking for movements in volume, right? POC is the price level with the most volume. So, now I have just this nice short here and this nice long here. And, this is on the cash close, so I'm not too concerned with it. But as before, I had a bunch more. I had some buy signals, sell signals. That's the POC movement. I am using the momentum strength. Okay, so let me just go into this really quick. Right, here's the period type. So say this is, I want to use, say I'm using a 1-minute chart, but I want faster signals, right? I talked about going up using a higher time frame. You could actually go down. You could use a shorter time frame, a 30-second chart. Okay, so a 30-second chart with just the default settings. Let me just show you that really quick. Right, because when people think of other time frames, they always think of higher time frame. They don't think of shorter time frame. People say, so why don't you just trade a 30-second chart? Well, I like the movement of a 1-minute chart, but I'm willing to take actually intra-bar signals. Okay, so you see here, people will say, well, it's a lot of signals. Okay, well, how can we clean it up? Well, there's a couple ways. I do have already the momentum filter on. I could enable POC movement. Maybe I don't need to keep it so strong. I could lower it down to say 1 or 2. Okay, just click apply. And just wait for it to come up. But once you find like the settings that you like, I recommend saving that chart, saving those settings, save the template. To save a template, it's easy. All you got to do is you just go, you just go under templates, right? And you just hit save as. Okay, so now here it's giving you a lot fewer signals. Again, I'm just pulling up charts. Let's pull up Euro FX today. Okay. All right, let's go back to this morning here. Okay, so it's a nice move up. I mean, look at that move here. This, and again, this is just using that same setting that I had set with the E-minis, right? A 30-second setting on a 1-minute chart. Momentum strength set to 3. POC movement set to 1, right? I mean, this is a beautiful move, basically from 117.45 all the way up, I don't want to say 118, but at least up to the 90s in here. Okay. I don't know. Gold. What gold do today? Gold futures here. All right. Again, this is just the same settings. Right. Well, gold also had a nice move like the euro currency. Right. But someone caught this move up, this move down, this move up. Right. These small moves down, small move up, sideways here going into the close. What about crude? Crude oil, CL. Okay. Okay, so there's a move up, move down, move back up. Oh, that's around the close, 4 o'clock. But what about earlier? It's a little bit choppy, but caught this nice move up here. Right, a little, caught this sharp move down as soon as it happened. I mean, this is a 25-cent move down, another 25-cent move up. It stopped out there, a little move here. This move up, this move down. All right, but again, you could adjust how you could adjust these settings. Positive delta strength, negative delta strength. You could go up a little bit higher. I like to use 1, 2, stronger. The stronger you go with the delta strength settings, honestly, the fewer signals you will get. All right, so you can see here. Let's take a look at, say, British pound. I like futures contract. I like currency contracts. These are all futures. Very strong signal because it's set to 2. But let's just go back to set it to 1. But again, these are all the same setting. Right? Even though I did change the strength, but let's just back it off to 1. Right? You see here, it's a nice move there. Okay. Nice move up here. That's European hours. Platinum. The trader always asks me, what's platinum do? How does this indicator work on platinum? Let's take a look. Well, platinum's not one that's on my normal radar, but, I do get a lot of questions about, a market like platinum. So here's given this group all these buys. There's a sell that didn't work out, but there's a nice short here, nice long here, a nice short right here. And this is all just today, July 22nd, as I'm recording this video. Okay, and these are just, different markets. I don't know how it looks on wheat. I'm just thinking of markets that are coming to the top of my mind here. I mean, look at that in the wheat, right? Boom, straight up, and then back down. Okay. So remember, in trading, there are no magic bullets. It's just about finding a real edge. The Delta Scalper isn't the holy grail. As with any trading method, losses happen. Your responsibility, though, is to use prudent risk and stop management. Always follow your plan. The goal is to filter out weak trades, letting you keep losses small and maximize the runs on high-quality trades. Delta Scalper provides real market edge by interpreting live order flow. No footprint chart is necessary because remember, I showed you on candlestick charts, right, the Delta Scalper signals that are generated. Delta Scalper is an advanced tool and add it to your trading toolbox for better consistency and edge. And remember, Delta Scalper is not a footprint chart, but it analyzes the same information that is plotted on a footprint chart, so you don't have to do that yourself. Okay, and the whole that was the point of programming Delta Scalper, because I remember years ago I was talking to my programmer. I'm like, this is what I'm looking at in the order flow. Can we just create a simple indicator that reads the information from the order flow and plots it on a simple bar chart? And he said, I got you. Hold my beer. Gotcha. And he did it. He came up with the Delta Scalper, right? So to get started with the Delta Scalper, click on the link below, and I'll see you guys on the inside.